Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. BTS has finally arrived safely back in Korea. A simple sentence, yet one that brings a real sense of relief to millions of fans around the world. Not because of a grand moment, not because of a new achievement, but because of the most fundamental thing of all. They came home safely. And it is precisely within this seemingly ordinary return that the most honest stories often emerge. There is no grand stage, no spotlight, no pressure to appear perfect. Just an airport, a transitional space where exhaustion meets longing, where alertness blends with relief. In places like this, gestures are not fabricated, habits surface instinctively, and long-standing dynamics quietly reveal themselves. The 7 members of BTS walk together. Their formation is neat, their pace calm, their atmosphere controlled. Everything looks normal, almost ordinary. But for those who truly pay attention, there is a rhythm that always aligns. A rhythm that never changes. Jimin and Jungkook. No words. No big moments. Just body language, consistent distance, and familiar habits repeated over time. This video is not about fan service or dramatization. It is about the small details that are often overlooked. The very details that make Jikook feel real. Because anyone who has followed them for a long time understands one thing. Jikook exist in their own world. Not a world that craves validation. Not a world that seeks the spotlight. Their world is built from subtle gestures, fleeting glances, and unspoken habits, never announced, yet always felt. Not loud, not dramatic, just consistent. And as always, that dynamic reappears at the airport that day. Amid the crowd, among the footsteps of the other members, Jimin and Jungkook seem to move at a different rhythm. Standing close without realizing it. Jungkook instinctively adjusting his pace to match Jimin's. Jimin offering a small smile, as if he knows that nearby, beside him or just behind him, is the safest place. There is no effort to appear special. No moment deliberately created. And that is precisely what makes it special. Jimin walks ahead. As always, he greets fans in his own way. His smile remains warm even behind his mask. His hand lifts to form a heart. A simple, gentle, sincere gesture. This is not a planned moment. It is reflex. Jimin's habit of giving warmth even when his body is tired. And right behind him is Jungkook. The distance between them is close. Not side by side, yet not far apart. Just one step behind. A position that has appeared countless times in previous airport moments. In the language of body movement, this is not coincidence. This position speaks of awareness, of protection, of quietly making sure the person ahead is safe without drawing attention. When Jimin forms the heart gesture, the camera captures something incredibly subtle, yet unmistakable. Jungkook smiles behind his mask. Not a big smile. Not an expression meant for the camera, but a small, spontaneous one. The kind that appears without conscious thought. And most importantly, that smile is not directed at the fans or the lens. It appears immediately after Jimin's gesture. An emotional response connected not to the surroundings, but to the person in front of him. Jungkook's body language speaks volumes as well. His shoulders are relaxed. There is no defensive posture. No deliberate distance. His body naturally leans into Jimin's rhythm, as if their movements have synchronized without effort. This is not about a single grand romantic moment. It is about habit. Closeness like this does not form overnight. It is built over time, through trust, safety, and comfort within each other's personal space, even in crowded public places. Airports are often the most honest spaces for idols. They are tired. Their focus is simple, getting home. And because of that, gestures are rarely manufactured. This is where we see who they instinctively pay attention to. In this moment, Jimin remains himself, warm, affectionate, always offering fans a sense of connection. And Jungkook remains himself, quiet, alert, protective, always close without making it obvious. There are no words. No dramatic physical contact. Yet the dynamic is undeniable. And perhaps that is why so many people fall silent when watching this video again. Because what we are seeing is not a performance, but a small fragment of a relationship existing exactly as it is. Korean media once described Jimin with two simple yet meaningful words: a handsome man. Not only handsome in appearance, but in attitude, gestures, and aura. Even in the crowded airport, Jimin walks with his signature calm. His smile is gentle, his eyes warm, and the way he greets fans feels sincere, as if he truly understands that every gaze directed at him carries love and longing. Jimin's attractiveness is not just visual, it is a presence that makes people feel at ease. Meanwhile, attention also falls on Jungkook. The media calls it Jungkook's million-dollar eyes. And it is hard to disagree. Jungkook's gaze at the airport is not merely that of an idol. There is alertness, sharpness, and softness all at once. His eyes constantly scan the surroundings, making sure everything is under control. In high-pressure situations, those eyes speak of responsibility and a naturally emerging protective instinct. Yet behind all the praise, the airport atmosphere is far from calm. Fans press forward. Cameras rise. Space becomes tighter. From the outside it may look like excitement, but up close, the situation is genuinely dangerous. This is where the role of security staff becomes crucial. Many fans can only whisper their gratitude, knowing that without vigilant protection, things could have turned much worse. And behind every camera lens, quiet prayers are offered. May they always be protected. May they always be surrounded by people who guard them wholeheartedly. Especially Jimin and Jungkook, two individuals loved not only for their talent and fame, but for the humanity they continue to show amid the chaos of the world. The airport that day may have been just a transit space. But it is often in such places that honesty reveals itself most clearly. No performance. No designed moments. Just Jimin with his warm smile and gentle gestures, and Jungkook, quiet, watchful, always very close without seeking attention. No grand touch. No spoken words. Yet the closeness is unmistakable. Because a connection like this is not formed in a single day. It grows through time, trust, and a deep sense of safety. Perhaps that is why every time we see Jikook, the feeling is always the same: warmth, calm, and familiarity. As if they are reminding us that in a world full of noise, some connections do not need to be loudly declared to feel real. Thank you for watching Jikook Moments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you felt the same warmth. And we'll see you again in the next moment, at a place that seems ordinary, yet always holds an extraordinary story.